It's affecting so many people that don't deserve it. I think early access was like one of the best like happy mediums for people being able to make their content and get paid for it. They have now started to wipe their Patreon clean. Like I have probably 50 gigabytes of custom content on my computer alone. Do you think I paid for any of that? No. If you think I'm paying $50 a month for just your custom content, you got me messed up. All these people that are celebrating and are, just so happy about it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the old content because new content is going to be scarce now. EA is really ruining the Sims franchise. Hey everyone, it's Bree. Welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another video, and we're going to be reacting to new EA policy on mod CC. Is early access still okay? The internet has literally, the Sims community, the Sims, the Sims Twitter, Sims Facebook, all the Simmers that are on social media, they have been in an uproar over this whole entire policy. And of course, every time anything happens, you always have two sides. People can't ever come together and be on the same page. There's been so many debates about this whole thing. Just speaking briefly, even though y'all know I like to talk, so it's probably not going to be that brief. But I just want to, before I get into this video, I just want to say what my thoughts are about this new policy change. And of course, Pixelate is going to get into it, but just as a brief thing. So basically, it seems like EA is cracking down on people that make custom content and mods. And basically, they made their policy a little bit harsher in regards to making money from doing this. And so basically, what it originally was is that, because people, there were not content creators, there were custom content creators that were charging people for their custom content, mostly via Patreon, and they would have their content under a permanent paywall. And people didn't like this, and they were just like, like, is this even allowed? And so basically EA made a rule that you can monetize your content, but it has to be released to the public within 2 weeks of release. And there were a lot of creators that did not listen to this policy at all. They completely ignored it. There are people that have had their content locked since like 2018, 2019. I've even come across some pages like that, and honestly, like, I don't know, from my perspective, it's like it's a video game. And so I'm not going to pay, like, I'm not gonna pay for content that was released in 2018 for a video game. There is plenty of free custom content out there. And this whole entire situation too has shown me that people are so misinformed, like, all across the board, right? Like, I've seen people say, like, they don't download custom content because they don't want to have to pay for it. I'm sorry, like, if you even do a little bit of research, you can see that all custom content is not, you don't have to pay for custom content. Like, there's plenty of people that make custom content for free. There's plenty of people who don't put any of their stuff in a paywall. But also, even the people that do, most of them do follow the rules, and they do abide by the 2 to 3 week early access thing. So even if you can't afford to get it right then and there, just wait a couple weeks. Like, I saw a few people say that, like, oh, I don't use custom content because I don't want to pay for it. Like, there's plenty of free CC on the internet if you look for it. Like, literally, the Sims resource is one of the common known ones. And so yeah, but basically, I just want to say, so yeah, basically with this new policy, they're cracking down and they're basically removing early access. I believe this video was put out yesterday, but it has been revealed today that some people that work at EA have confirmed that early access actually is not still okay. The initial wording was very, very vague, but they like, you could, like, This is how you know people don't have like freaking like context clues, y'all. Like context clues. Like it says that you can only accept money if it's a donation, and that you cannot have content that is that requires payment to access. That includes early access. And I saw so many people on the internet saying like, oh, I don't know why you guys are freaking out. The 2 week thing is still a thing. They didn't get rid of it. They're just being harsher about it. No. Like, why do you think the internet is in flames? Like, they're not in flames because nothing changed. Because this policy was literally written like a couple of days ago, and it's clear when you read it. I mean, yes, it is vague, but it can definitely be interpreted as 2 week early access is no longer a thing for for custom content creators and modders. I saw a whole lot of that, and it was really getting on my nerves, and I was trying my best not to argue back and forth with people that just, and even there were even people too that like didn't even see what the new policy was, and they were going around telling people that they were going to be fine and that early access was still a thing. And it's like, no. Like read the fine print. But anyway, I'm gonna get into this video. I'm sorry, I had to get all this out because this has really been upsetting me. Like it really upset me like the whole day yesterday, hearing about this and seeing how the internet was reacting to it. My personal thoughts on this new EA policy, it actually really upsets me. And I don't care if you disagree with me. You can have your opinion and I'm gonna have mine. I don't like this at all. Yes, obviously this is a good thing for the perma paywallers, the people who put their content on a paywall, forever, and they never release it, and stuff like that. Obviously, like, this is a good thing in terms of that, but it's definitely a case of a few sour apples ruined the bunch. There's plenty of creators that were following the rules. They were following the rules. They weren't doing anything bad. And now they're also getting punished because early access is being taken away. And early access is one of the main incentives for getting people to subscribe to your Patreon and, give you money for custom content. Like, that is the main way that people make money from making custom content. And so you now have people who, like, literally, like, I've seen some of my favorite creators talk about how making content to Patreon is helping to pay their bills. It's helping them to do that. I've seen a couple of creators say how, like, they're disabled and they haven't been able to get a job, and this has been their job. Like, it's affecting so many people that don't deserve it. And it's like, I need to watch this video. But like, just real quick, like, yes, you can still donate, you can still give these people money, but the incentive isn't there. And I feel like people are overlooking that. Like, yes, people can still donate, but y'all know the donations are gonna diminish. Like, they're gonna dwindle. They're not gonna have as many patrons as they normally would, because most people are not generous enough to pay for something that is free. It is what it is. And it's really upsetting too, because I just started a Patreon. Because I just learned how to make CC and how to like recolor and stuff like that. And so I just made a Patreon, and I just started, releasing custom content, and I literally had just put out custom content because I'm doing HBCU content, custom content. And I literally just released some on like a 2 to 3 week, or not 2 to 3 week, it's 2 weeks. It's a 2 week early access to some parts of the collection. But now I'm about to go and make it free, and it just sucks because I was just starting out, and I feel like the only way that you get patrons starting out is if you do the early access thing, because it gives people incentive to subscribe. And now I'm like, okay, I'm probably never gonna get another patron because now everything has to be free, and I don't have enough I'm not well known enough for people to be like, oh, I know her, I'm a subscribe to her, her content. Like, I don't know, it just sucks. It sucks across the board. I think it's, even though it is cracking down on the bad ones, it's also doing a disservice to the ones that actually were following the rules. And I've already seen the ones that were breaking the rules trying to, get around this policy and be shady about it. And it's really really unfortunate. It's really really unfortunate. And yeah, I'm gonna try to save my other thoughts for the end, because I have more thoughts, but I'm gonna let Pixelate talk now. I am sorry. I am sorry for rambling, but this has just really upset me, and it's really upset me to see how some of the internet has reacted to this whole thing.
Hey everyone, it's Matt from Pixelate here, and welcome back to the channel. So just recently on July 26th, it appears as though EA has updated their website for the Sims policy on mods and custom content. I know that there were definitely conversations about custom content and early access paywalls months ago within the Sims community, and being honest, I didn't follow into all of that as much as I should have. Well, it looks like we have a little bit more in terms of clarification for policies on mods and custom content. The article first starts by explaining the terminology for custom content, game mods, and mods, and how they are different from one another. They open up here with the policy on mods. We know that for many of you, mods are an important part of your game experience. For that reason, we support a framework in The Sims 4 that makes it easier for you to install and use mods. The Sims team doesn't pre-screen, endorse, or specifically support any particular mod. You should use mods with caution and understand there may be risk. We have a long tradition of supporting creativity in our community. We do not object to mod developers continuing to share their amazing content, subject to the following. Do not promote your mods in a way that suggests they are endorsed by or affiliated with The Sims, Maxis, or Electronic Arts. This means you cannot use any game logos or trademarks, including versions of the Plumbob or key art designs, to promote your mods. You may state that your mods are for The Sims 4 and or for a specific game expansion pack.
So this is the only part of this that I'm okay with, because at the end of the day, like, companies have to protect their intellectual property, right? And so, even though it does suck though that they added that, because I know there's a lot of content custom. I keep saying content creators. Content creators are like YouTubers and people that do Twitch. But CC and mod creators, a lot of them do use the Plumbob in their marketing and their advertising. I know you guys are probably if you guys use custom content, I'm sure you guys have seen custom content collections where their cover art is has similar design to actual like game packs from The Sims, that they use like the same like kind of art style and design. And so they're seem to be cracking down on that as well, which I understand, but again, it's unfortunate because now they're gonna have to go and literally change their designs and their cover art for all their past CC, so it doesn't look like it's like a sim pack.
Wow, I'm actually very surprised that they're saying this. I don't know if this was explained previously, but I can literally name at least 24 mods or mod packs that literally use the same exact logo design that we have on the box art for official game packs, stuff packs, expansion packs, etc. Literally, the same Sims 4 logo, the same Plumbob, but text is changed to correlate with the mod pack. I'm just curious if this is a new policy, if this is a new rule, or if this is something that has been in place a long time, because this is something that not many mod creators actually follow. I find this very interesting, and I'm surprised that they're cracking down in this sort of way. I guess they don't want there to be any confusion between a mod pack and an official pack, which I guess does make sense.
Yeah,
Number
it does.
2, mods must be non-commercial and distributed free of charge.
Yes.
Mods cannot be sold, licensed, or rented for a fee, nor can mods contain contain features that would support monetary transactions of any type. However, Maxis recognizes that creating mods takes time and resources. Accordingly, mod developers may recoup their development costs via passive advertisements and donations, as long as passive advertisements and requests for donations must be limited to the mod website or distribution site and not appear within the mod itself. That is to be expected. It would be crazy if someone installed a mod and then in the game said, to continue using this feature, you must link your Visa card. Like, that would be terrible. I don't know a single mod that has ever done that, but I'm glad that they're clarifying that here. And then they have a second bullet point. All users must be able to access the mod in full for free, regardless of whether they donate.
That is the key one right there. That right there does not suggest that early access is still okay. And it was really getting on my nerves, especially seeing in some of the Facebook groups that I'm in, seeing people literally say like, y'all are freaking out for no reason. Custom content and mods aren't banned. And first of all, I'm like, no one said they were. I didn't see anyone say that custom content was banned, so I don't even know where they got that from. But I've seen a lot of people, especially on Facebook, putting out these mass posts to these groups saying that early access was still okay. And I saw a bunch of people in the comments saying like, oh, thank God, thank you for clearing that up. And I'm like, no, you're wrong. You're spreading misinformation. Oh, that's so annoying. But yeah, as you can see, like it says that the mods and the custom content have to be released. They have to be released. People have to be able to access it without being able to pay for something. That goes against early access, because with early access, you cannot access the mods without paying for something. Yes, they get released to the public after a certain amount of weeks, but this says that from RIP, they have to be able. Everyone has to be able to access the mods regardless of whether or not they donate. And so that suggests that you cannot do early access, which I think early access was like one of the best like happy mediums for people being able to make their content and get paid for it. And so it's like, I don't know, it sucks.
There's a lot of gray area here, actually. We know that pretty much all mods are always available for free, but there has been a window. It's usually within the first 2 to 3 weeks. I've even seen some creators push it and do 4 to 6 weeks where it actually is early access only, and it is behind a paywall, but it is only like that for a limited amount of time before it is then free for everyone permanently from that point forward. Keep in mind, they don't have any mention of an early access period or not anywhere throughout this. They just state that all users must be able to access the mod in full for free regardless of whether they donate. So does that mean that early access periods and paywalls for early access are actually prohibited in the TOS for mods and custom content? They are obviously prohibiting it being behind a perma paywall, which is expected, but the question lies here within the early access period. They definitely don't go into much detail in that regard. So let's keep reading. We reserve the right to address any inappropriate mods, including mods that infringe the intellectual property or privacy rights of others, contain obscene, objectionable, or harmful content, jeopardize the integrity of the Sims 4 gameplay, or otherwise violate the EA user agreement. That as well is also to be expected, considering we've had some mods relating to pedophilia in the past, which is absolutely disgusting. I heard about that. The rest of this really doesn't pertain to the video, so I'm not going to read it out, but they have sections for how to report mods, what is the Sims 4 disable mods out.
And that's another thing too, right? So one of the new additions that they have is that they now added in their like help thing, like when you send like a help report or something to report in general, they now have a section for mods and custom content. So you can now report modders and people who make custom content to EA. And I have literally seen people like already starting to compile their list of people that they're gonna go and report. And yeah, it's just, God, as soon as I'm done recording this video, I'm just gonna make all my stuff free, because I don't have time for people. Like it's a mess.
after an update, how to re-enable mods after an update, how to tell if mods are causing problems.
Also, if you're interested in my custom content, make sure you leave a comment down below, and I will link it for you.
And lastly, how to find mods causing issues. If you want to read all of this, I will have a link to this website pinned in the comment section below on my website. Going back to that policy though, there's definitely a gray area with there being no specifics and then not mentioning early access at all. Some people might have early access for a few hours, and some might try to push it 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, or even a year or even longer. But
and
then
obviously that's not
make
good.
it free. But judging by this policy here, it's sounding like at all times there needs to be a way for the mod to be downloaded for free, though an option to donate is fine. That's what I'm collecting out of it. What do you guys think? Share your thoughts down below.
Okay. I will share my thoughts. I have many more. But I wanted to touch back on how people have responded to this whole thing, right? In literally anything on the internet, when you have two parties, two sides, you always have one side that's a little bit more disrespectful and heartless than the other. And it's been really disheartening to see people just celebrate those that, again, were following the rules but are going to be affected negatively. I think that, like, I don't know, it doesn't take much energy to have a heart. It doesn't. I really don't like, I don't like where society is right now, and that could be a whole nother video, but I really don't like where we are in life right now with everyone just being so just selfish and heartless nowadays. But yeah, like, I have literally seen people on the internet, again, I'm not talking about the perma paywallers. I'm talking about the ones that were actually doing what they were supposed to be doing. I've seen people literally happy about that. I've seen people say like, well, you know, making custom content shouldn't have been your primary source of income anyway. You know, go find another hobby. Like, I've seen a lot of nasty comments that just were not necessary. And that's when I've seen, you know, the custom content creators put out these little statements, kind of just briefly sharing their circumstances, again, whether they are disabled, whether they are stay-at-home mothers, whether they just had a hard time trying to find work. You know, getting a job is not easy. I don't care what people say. Trying to find a job in this climate is not easy. And so it's not that they wanted this to be their primary source of income. It's just that this was the only thing that worked for them, and this was the only thing that came through for them in their time of need. And so it's just, have a heart. Like, have a heart. Like, yes, we're like, you know, again, us that use custom content, yes, a lot of us are very happy that we can now use this custom content for free. However, that is not the case with all these creators. Some of these shady modders and creators, they have now started to wipe their Patreon clean. A lot of them are starting to delete all of, I'm talking about from 2018 till now. They are sitting there at their computer for hours, delete. They are deleting every single piece of custom content that they have up because they can't make money from it anymore, or they can't make people pay for it anymore. That's another thing too. People can still donate, and you know, it's like, you're not even giving people a chance to show you if they're gonna support you or not. You're just like, nope, I'm wiping my stuff clean. I've also seen content creators or custom content creators say that they're no longer going to make content anymore. So all their old content is going to stay up and is going to be released for free, but moving forward, they're not going to be making any more content. And I don't think that's the way to go. I don't think that those types of responses are the way to go. And yes, I've seen the screenshots from CalBuild and others in regards to them trying to sell like Blender files, and if you want it made into a dot package file, then you can contact them and they'll do it for a fee. I don't even want to get into all that because it's whatever. But anyway, I say all that to say it is very interesting to see how the internet is responding to all this, both on the player side and both on the creator side. I'm glad that, again, most of the creators, like, they actually have a passion for this and they they aren't money hungry like this. And so a lot of them have actually come out and said like, look, if it's got to be free, whatever, I'm gonna just, put one tier up if you want to donate, and then I'm gonna continue to make my content. I'm really happy that, because that's another thing too, like, y'all are better than me. I'm not paying an insane amount of money for custom content. Again, like, I love The Sims more than most, but it's still a video game at the end of the day. I'm not paying 20, 30, 40, $50 for custom content. Are you kidding me? I'm not doing that. And so a lot of these creators that do that, I don't use their stuff anyway. I've never subscribed to their Patreon. I don't use their stuff. So whether or not they're deleting their stuff or not, it has no effect on me, because I wasn't gonna support that anyway. And so a lot of the creators that I follow and that I download from, nothing has changed. Now I'm not gonna lie, I probably will go ahead and still donate anyway. Because again, a lot of them have always made their custom content free. And so I just been downloading it for free. But I might do a dollar or two here and there to help some people out. But yeah, it's just, this whole thing is unfortunate, and it's really, it sucks. It sucks. And I definitely think that again, this is a result of people not following the rules, because not even just with the perma paywall. Like, again, if you're on Twitter and you keep up with everything that's been happening in the community, there was a situation that happened, I think it was a couple months ago, where basically there were custom content creators and modders that were doxing people and that were sending viruses to people's computers through their custom content. And at first I'm like, how in the world is this possible? But apparently with their custom content, you can't just download it on their Patreon. You have to subscribe to their Patreon, you have to message them, and they have to like email you the file, or something like that, which I think is just shady. Like, it's not that deep. It's a video game, y'all. Like, it's a video game. Like, why? That just was so weird to me. I'm like, y'all are sitting up here paying people to send you email links and stuff. Like, if I have to do all of that to get custom content, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. And again, I am someone that uses custom content religiously. Like, I have probably 50 gigabytes of custom content on my computer alone. Do you think I paid for any of that? No. It's possible, y'all. It's possible to play with custom content and not spend a bunch of money. I promise you. I have plenty of free custom content on my computer. I'm not doing all of that. I just came across a creator not too long ago, because I started getting into like the decorative cars, right? I'm not gonna say their name, but there is a custom content creator that makes car, like very realistic car models that you put into your game. They're not usable, of course. It's just decoration, but they're really good at remaking car models like to the T, like perfect detailing, right? Their tiers are insane. Like, I'm actually about to go look. I followed them on Patreon, but I'm not paying for that. Like, you got to be... Hold on. I'm gonna see if it's still up here, though. Yes, their cheapest tier is $29 a month. And then their most expensive tier, which literally means that you have access to all of their custom content, which you can't get in the 29-month tier, is $49. If you think I'm paying $50 a month for just your custom content, you got me messed up. So yeah, people like him, I hope something like this. I'm happy that, he can't do this anymore. He or she, I don't know. But also from what I can see, because I got a couple of emails today actually, of them updating their posts, and I was looking through to see if they made it available for the public, and they did not. So some people aren't even like moving for real. But I can see, someone like them getting reported. I actually saw someone comment underneath one of their posts the new policy. So people are gonna start cracking down on them. And I would not be surprised if they just took everything down instead of making it free, or if they just left it up and just kept it up until they got caught. But yeah, I'm sorry. This video is probably 30 minutes long. I don't even know how long I've been recording because I can't see it right now. But yeah, I just had to get that off my chest because it's really upsetting. Like, I don't understand. Like, I do understand because again, you had the doxing situation. You had people who were abusing the system and keeping their content permanently locked. And so I guess this was the only way to try and put an end to that across the board. But it just sucks that it's going to affect the people that were doing the right thing and the people that were doing this to pay their bills. Like, literally, some of these creators, this was helping to pay their bills, and now they're gonna have to try to find something else even though they weren't able to find something else. And right now, again, in this climate and this economy and this job market, this is not a good time to try and find something. It's not an easy time to try and find something else to do. And you forget too that now, because of that, because they're probably gonna have to go and actually find another job out there, out in the real world. Now custom content is probably going to be heavily decreased. Like, I don't think all these people that are celebrating and are just so happy about it, well, I hope you guys enjoy the old content, because new content is going to be scarce now. Like, you're not going to have as much new content coming out because people aren't going to be able to afford to do it. They're not going to have the time to do it because now they got to go out and get like a actual job. Like, that's the thing. Like, people don't think about this stuff from all angles. And yes, I understand that it's EA making this decision, not the community. But again, this is just things that people should think about before they start celebrating people's downfall. But yeah, it's unfortunate. And I'll even say for myself too, like, I'll probably still make content, but I don't know if I'm gonna go as hard as I was. Like, even just the custom content I just put out, I kind of rushed that project because I had got my first patron, and I'm like, I need to make sure that I put out content for this person that was so generous in donating to me. And she didn't even subscribe to the tier that allows for early access content, but I just did it for her anyway because I'm like, I was thankful for that. And so, but now with everything being free and stuff like that, things might slow down a bit. I might not work as hard and spend as many hours, naturally so. And so, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the rambling. I'm sorry for all the stuttering. My nose is stuffed up too. I'm sorry if you can hear that. But I'm really, this really, like, for what? For why? Like, why even do this? And also, why do this when the community is up in arms about high school years not working? And also people saying too that it's probably a distraction. Maybe. I mean, but it didn't distract people too much because people are still talking about how broken this pack is. And so it didn't work. It might have worked for a day, but trust me, we're gonna get back on schedule and focus on the fact that the game is not working. And so it's just, yeah, it's just. It's too much between the game, the base game not working, high school years being glitchy, and now they're trying to put it in, not to put it into, I'm not going to be that dramatic, but now them doing this to custom content creators. It's just a mess. Like, the EA is really ruining the Sims franchise. Like, they are really ruining this franchise, and they're going to make people quit. They're going to make people quit and I want to play this game if they keep acting like this. And so, yeah, I don't know. I think I said everything I need to say. I probably had more to say, but I feel like this video has gone on for way too long. So I'm going to shut up now. But please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. I really do enjoy talking to you guys in the comments about these particular topics. So let me know what you guys think about this policy. Let me know if you guys agree with the policy. Let me know if you guys would have still been okay with early access, or if you're one of the people that's like, no, just make it all free altogether. And let me know if you're a custom content creator that was affected by this. Yeah, and if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.